Welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to show you how to edit the multicam shoot that we just did. In this case we're going to do it by bringing up our multi-view editor. We click on the little icon in the playback monitor that says multi-view. This brings up the multi-view screen. We start by creating a new multi-view project. If we actually create and put in the name of our current active project, we'll have the clips and edit list readily available. In this case we're going to actually get our clips from a different project. So we'll hold the control key down and click on the Get Clips from Playlist button. And this will allow us to browse and get our playlist from another project. In this case, we'll navigate to the VS Projects folder, the project name in this case VMI Technology, and be able to bring in the clips from there. You'll see all the shots that we did, shots 1 through 4 shown with the different cameras and each of the take numbers. In this particular case, we're going to actually choose the first shot to do our synchronized multicam editing with. So we'll just highlight track 1, clip 1, and clip 4, and then bring them into our multi-view source monitors. And you'll see them populate the 4 representing cameras 1 through 4. Let's bring one of these clips into our program monitor, and since these are synchronized we want to tell multi-view it's time synced, so let's go ahead and click on time sync. You'll notice right away that 3 of the clips, the other 3 clips have shown red, and that's because these at that moment in time are not in sync, because we started the recordings slightly different on each channel. So the way we synchronize them is quite easy. What we do is we either move the track bar ahead or hit play until we see all the 4 channels or 4 tracks go green. And we just move it ahead slightly, and now at that point we click pause, and now they're all in sync in this particular point. We can actually note or set a marker at that point by holding the shift key down and hit the in button. And now every time we return back to the beginning using the return to the beginning key, go to the start selection button, it will go back to the point at which they're all synchronized. We want to also do this at the end as well. So you'll see here, because camera 1 stopped recording a little bit earlier, we'll again bring it back slightly until it goes green. Now since that's our primary clip in our program monitor, it'll show blue, which is also means it's in sync. So we likewise will set the out point to be using the shift and out together. Now when we hit play or we go between start and end, we know that this whole region is synchronized. If we wanted to bring in our edit list from our previous auto producer editing, we could do this by holding the control key down and hitting the edit list button and go to that particular project. In this case we had no edit lists. We didn't create anything during the shoot, so we're going to create a new one. Any previous ones we would be able to see in the output reel combo box. In this case this is a new project, so we don't see anything. So let's go ahead, create a new output reel, which will also be the same name as the edit list. So we'll type in a name that is meaningful. It doesn't have to be the name of the project or anything, just anything you want to call it. Just because we can make multiple reels, we'll be able to do multiple edits on all these clips. This gives us an instruction how we begin our editing. In this case, what we're going to do is use the auto producer mode, and this way we can simply move between cameras or angles as we would do in a normal live shoot. The first step is to actually locate where we want to start our editing. So we advance the track position, or we can play to that point. And if it's not the clip that we wanted to start with, we'll go ahead and select that clip and then also find its start point. So we can decide which camera and which point width to start. Once we decide that, we put on our auto producer. It shows us now we've begun editing. So this will be our first start point for our edit. And now we can play or advance the track marker, a track position, to the point at which we want to switch cameras. And we can switch cameras by either clicking on the one of the source select take buttons, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or we can also click on the source preview monitor of the clip we want to do go to. Again, we'll play. Each time we make a selection, it will pause, allow us to make an adjustment, if you will, and then go ahead and hit play again. We can also use the number keypad to do the switching by going between 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then hitting the enter key on the number keypad to actually continue the edit. As you can see right here, we've actually gone go ahead and make that enter key to start the edit, or continue the edit, I should say. This gives an opportunity to fine-tune the edit points, which you couldn't do when you were actually creating the edit. And again, we'll do another selection and then hit enter. And that way we can move ahead and continue our editing. So we'll continue to do this, moving from angle to angle. And using the numpad. Once you use the numpad, it makes it very easy to do your editing. But you can go between using the numpad or use the source select buttons, or even clicking on the source preview monitor. They'll all do the same thing. So I just put a few more edits in here. And then when we are done, we'll turn off Auto Producer, and we can hit the Edit List button to see what the edits we made, to review. In fact, we click on the edit, and we can actually hit Preview to see what that edit was. It'll play from the beginning in start point to the end position. And if we want to trim it, we can go to the Trim Enable and actually change the in start and end point if we want to be a little bit more precise or change what we had put in originally. Okay, if we're happy, then we just want to produce an edited video. So we'll just hit the Produce Edited Video button. Before we do that, I want to show you, though, how the output format will be set. If we want to use the encoder to re-encode, we can do that, or we can actually say use the same as source. We're not going to use the re-encoding. That will provide us a very quick way to edit for as a sample. Once we've done this, we probably want to go back and re-encode to make more fine cuts. But for preliminary assessment, it's a very fast way to see the edits. So I'll go ahead now and I'll click the create an edited reel, and you'll see here as very quickly, without re-encoding, we were able to make these edits. And it automatically will play back. You can see it says edit replay. And that gives us some idea of what the edited reel will look like. If we're happy with it, we can actually just upload it to a social video site or a FTP server. If we're going to load it up to YouTube, we would simply give it a title, an optional description, a category, certain of these fields are required, the ones that are has an asterisk. So we just pick, those are minimum. We have to provide YouTube, any tags that you want to provide. And then if you want to make it, in this particular case, we're just going to put a vStation tag. And then you choose whether you want a public or private, and then click OK. And if you click Upload, it will start the upload. And actually, at this point, you can actually leave this, and it will notify you when it's completed. We can also do some more editing, make some more editing reels, output reels at this point, make another movie. If we do a re-edit, there's a number of things we can do while this is going on. We can even modify the current edit list and make a different version of it as well. And that completes our edit, multi-view, multi-cam